Good afternoon, everyone. It's Rachel here, and we are doing Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. So today is the prompt reveal. So let's do that quickly first. And the prompt is spring blooms. That's it. Sorry, had a blank for a minute. Spring blooms. So for 2 weeks, you're doing spring blooms. So things that bloom in the spring is what we're wanting to see. So let's just recap here and do that there. I don't know, I might do a little bit of stitching here. I haven't decided. I'm going to do some slow stitching. Still got to do that there. I did finish this. I've nearly taken out all of the solvi, which was the stuff that I stitched on. So basically I just carefully tear it away from the edges, and then I just get my needle and just pull it up and then just tear it out. I don't do the water thing because you have to really soak it to get rid of the solvi, and that's all solvi in there. See, I can put my needle under there and then I just lift it up and then just slowly pull it out. You have to soak it quite a lot to get rid of the solvi. It becomes quite stiff if you don't do it properly. You could use tweezers as well to help pull it up, but it's not too bad. It doesn't take too long. And this is quite close stitching, so I've perforated it quite a lot, and so it sort of just pulls apart. Anyway, I'll finish that afterwards. Here I still need to do the centers. I'll do that when I'm away. Obviously I'm pre-recording this because I won't be here. I still need to do that. I added in little felt. This is Italian felt here. It's the most beautiful color, and it's quite thick. It's probably 2 or 3 millimeters, but it's wool felt. It's really nice. Let me just give you a tap to make sure that you're in focus. Yes. So I did do my nest. I probably could have done even more. I haven't done my leaves yet. I still need to do stuff around it here. And then I put my bird on, and I need to do some work on the bird on the eye, and I'm going to do the beak, and I might do the claws, the legs and the claws, I'm not sure, and I still had to do the leaves. So I've got a lot of work to do. I haven't had much time. So I'm going to do look at this, I've nearly finished my strip. I've got another strip, but honestly, we've done 3 prompts, but I did have a lot of introductory stuff here. All of this was introductory until there. So what I'm going to do, we'll talk about that afterwards. It's spring blooms. So what I thought I might like to do is blossom. I think this is apple blossom. I actually hand drew it. I didn't trace it, but it's very simple. I just took it from this book. I've had this book for years. I think Mum gave me this. And it was at the back here, and I just looked at it and drew it. Let me see. There. Kind of. So I cut my solvi the size that I wanted it. And then, actually it's meant to go that way. I cut my solvi the size that I wanted it, and then I drew my thing on, and look at this, I went right to the edge because I didn't obviously center it when I drew it. I could have had Lulu draw it for me because she's a really good drawer. I could have it go up there. I'm going to do traditional sort of embroidery here. I was thinking I might like this underneath it, in the spirit of, you know, when we make journals. I think I'll come down a bit. No, I think I'll have it up a bit. I know we've got a lot of labels here. They're coming over into the stitching, but I like that, and I might put something there. So I think that's what I'm going to do here. So I'll just put a couple of pins in, and then I'll tack it down, and I'll be doing I'm just going to be doing, you know, the regular embroidery. I think I'll use wool. Now, you don't have to be like really, you don't have to do photographic sort of embroidery, if you know what I mean, like super realistic. You could also just sort of do more stylized embroidery sort of thing, a bit like crewel work or something like that. You don't have to be sort of really pedantic about it, even though it's field notes. But I think I'm going to quite like that. I'll probably do pinks and off-whites in this. I'm not going to worry about the colours too much, although I will look at some some of those sorts of flowers or blooms on Pinterest. So I'm going to keep this prompt to the one page, and then I've still got those. So then I still have to deal with all of this up here and down there, and so I've got to pull out the fabrics and do that. But I also wanted to show you here, so I'm going to grab some more of this old hemp. I'll cut that bit off because that's lumpy. I'm just going to grab some more, and I'll just do an invisible, overlap it and do an invisible stitch to attach it. And I'm going to, I'm not going to start straight away with my next strip. What I'm going to do is maybe grab, I have this one flying, oh, I've cut some off. But I'm going to do some, I'm going to add in some things like this in between. So I might do just an amount of that on here, and then I'll start with my next strip. And then if my next strip is not long enough, gosh, it's going to be big, isn't it? Let's just see, let's just check that. That's a bit bulky there because I've got that bit there. So let me just, I could grab a full one of these. Let me see if I have any more. Probably not. I'll have them somewhere. Nope. Got my all over fabrics here. What's here? No, I don't want to put this one. I don't think. I don't know whether I'll put that. Like, it depends what our next prompt is. But you could put something like that, but I was thinking something more like this, but I'll have to go and grab, I know I've got one in the other room that's a spare. I'm going to put the full one of this here. I'll stitch it on and I'll trim it down, and that will attach there. So let's just pin it and see what happens. It's going to be like a very bulky project. My other thing, or otherwise my other option is, because some of you may have this if you've got the strips, that's going to fold like that. It's probably not going to fold probably not going to fold it exactly on the creases. I'm just going to fold it so that it works. So let's just see how we go here. So that might be my width there. Oh, I am doing a pretty good job on the creases. That there. See, it's going to be pretty bulky. There, I've got my pins in, so it's a bit hard to fold. But look at that. That is already super bulky. There. And then to think I've got to add that much more. My other thought is I could add that. And then my other thought is I could take my other strip and then put my other strip on the reverse side, like there, and start working on the reverse side. I don't know. Anyway, well, I'm not quite there yet, so I'll have to work that out. Otherwise, I'm just going to have a super big one, and I'm going to squish it into my box with the handle, is my thought. So I'm not going to worry about it. I just want to enjoy making it. I'm not too fussed about that sort of stuff. So that is my composition for my bloom, my spring blooms. I can't remember if it was spring blooms or spring blossoms. I think it's spring blooms. So now, oh gosh, I've turned the air off and now I'm hot. I'm going to grab this and tacked on my solvy. So this is going to be a bit more traditional sort of embroidery rather than just doing, you know, going over the printed sort of thing. Like, I'm sure I could have looked at some of my fabrics, which I might do for the next, I don't remember what the prompts are actually, if I'm honest. But for my next project, the next one, I might even look at, you know, what's on my fabrics. and do some thread painting on that. Because you don't have to have just the printed stuff, as we've told you multiple times. I probably should have stitched on my label first, but anyway, it is what it is. I can stitch it afterwards. I'll stitch that bit down. Yep, I've done it backwards, but don't worry, we'll survive. We might choose some colours. Oh, I'll stitch down the bit of the label that I can. My mum will be saying, oh my goodness, what are you doing, you silly woman? Just making sure it's flat. Not that it matters because it's going to come off. You don't want your solvy coming loose, so just make sure, like I don't put a knot here, but what I'll do is I'll go through multiple times because otherwise it will come loose, and I'll leave that long like that. Now I'm going to grab this thread. Actually, I could probably stitch through the solvy, stitch that on through the solvy, huh? Maybe I'll do that. So I want it to make sure it's straight. So this was one that I stamped in the video that I showed you what to do if you didn't have anything that was printed. Now there's no issue actually stitching through this because I'm going to be embroidering through it as well, so I can actually just do this through and it will just pull it out afterwards. It's just because I'm lazy. And I also have it in a position that I like. Just make sure I pull my stitches tight enough so that way they're not gaping when I pull away the plastic. So how is everyone today? I hope you're well. We are well, just getting ready to go. I'll be taking this with me, and the next video I will will have come back the night before, so I might be very tired, but anyway, we'll do the video. I'm not going to pre-record it because I can't get enough work done on this to be able to then record the next video after this. I did manage to get this done because I have slowly taken, you know, half an hour here and half an hour there, or an hour or so to work on it so that I could bring it forward. Okay, so that is that. That is stitched on. Going to be Label City in this stitch project. Who knew that we could put so many labels in our stitching? Huh. The label police will not be happy with me. Right. Okay, so let's choose colours. I don't know if I'll start stitching it yet or not. I sort of feel like I want to choose some fabrics as well. So, but I do want to choose colours. I don't know if I have enough near me. I'm thinking I'm going to do wool. So, let's see what mess. Oh, where's my box here? I don't like, a lot of it's pulled out. I need lighter colours, or I do like that colour. That's going to disappear. We need to stand out on this background. So I am liking this colour. I use that colour quite a bit. There's not much left there, is there? I do like that colour. I know that that's not exactly the colour that it would be, and it would go out into the lighter colour, which is going to be an issue. It's really dull, that one. It's going to be an issue because of my ecru background. I just want to look at this. This is how I am. I'm a mess. They could be good leafy colours, so we'll just chuck those over there. Oh, hello, I love you. Okay, look at this. Mess, 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 mess. Do I have any pinkies in here? No. No, I have that one, but I'm not going to use that one. That one's very thick. I don't want really thick for this. Oh, I never stitched that on, huh? Need to do that, and there's that. Oh, there's a... Put that over there. Okay, I know in this box over here I have some. These are all my incomplete projects, guys. Well, some of them. So this is from my mum. Isn't that beautiful? Just let's get sidetracked for a minute. And I meant to stitch that on there. I'm going to put that on a journal. These are all... Oh, this, I was going to make that into the vessel. I might finish that. I quite like it. I didn't like it at the time, but I quite like it now. So I don't know about that one. These are all needle books that I've started. Hello. They're kind of a combination between my style and Beck's style. Bit like combination, yeah, bit slightly different to when I did my, I've got my needlebook course. But aren't they pretty? I might take those with me and see if I can finish them. See, that's just the inside. I've just hand stitched them together. Oh, here we go. This is what I want to use, these. This is the one more Beck style. I did buy a kit from her when I was there. Not that I can't put together my own kit, but it's always nice to have someone else's kit, someone else's fabrics. So this is kind of the Beck style needlebook that I'm putting together. A lot of this came from her. So it has to all be stitched down. Oh, I'm going to take it with me and work on it. There. I mean, it's really a book, isn't it? So, oh, and then, that's been, oh, that's something I was working on. And then that's a woven piece that's been there for donkey's years. Who knows how long ago I did that. And then this is a little book that I've put little pages in. I wanted to make a little sampler with my trims, my beautiful antique trims. So that I gathered it all together and put it in a box because I was out of control with all my stuff on my table. And so these little boxes are good for keeping your projects in. And I know I've got more elsewhere, but that's those. Right, so I found the colours that I wanted. Look, that's a little thing that my mum made too. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh dear, I'll take my horse with me. I might even take this whole box with me. I've got a lot to do. Can't think about it. I've got the surfing on as well. I've turned it off now, paused it. It's round 3. I'm very far behind. Today is it's actually Wednesday, but I already did that video, so that is being published now. I got myself ahead because I needed to. I'm going to use these colours, so that'll be for the lighter part of the bloom, and those more in the centre. Yeah, so I need to grab my iPad, which I had here a second ago. Boy, do I need to tidy up. Because, let me just find it. I'll go off while I look for it. Oh, here we go. I found, this is kind of like my inspiration. Let me see. This is my inspiration for the colours, really. So I'll put that over there. And I think I'll start with the lighter edges. It's going to be nice and chunky. I'm not doing like, really fine thread painting or anything like that, like Trish Burr does. I bought that book that my mum bought. I'll show you in a second. I'll probably forget. But anyway, just remind me if I forget. I'll show you. Well, you'll have, I don't know when you'll remind me, because then I'll be away and I'll forget again. Anyway, so I need a nice chunky needle for this, and my needle threader. And, oh, I said I was going to choose some fabrics. Well, I won't do that. I'll do that afterwards. Good one, threaded and unthreaded. Now, I don't know what colour do I do when they curl over. Maybe I'll do the lighter colour there, I think. This is where my downfall is. I need to sort of look at something to kind of have an idea of the colours. So I'm just going to do kind of like it's kind of like a satin stitch, but it's a short and long stitch, and I'm going to leave the central part towards the center, so I can put the darker colour in. Super easy to stitch through the Solvay. Actually, I wonder if it might be a good idea to put the hoop. Let's try the hoop. Boy, am I tangled. Boy, do I need to tidy up. I don't even know where all my threads are. They've gone wild. They're everywhere. Just wildly everywhere they are. Well, they're going to get sorted now because I'm going away and I need to take some. I'm going to put this on. Sometimes I like to use a hoop. I don't always use a hoop. Sometimes I do like it. Oh, I might take my fleur. Oh, just sit and stitch the whole time. That would be nice, wouldn't it? I'd like to have a journal as well. But then I start and then I don't finish. So I'm not copying the other thing. I'm just looking to give myself ideas of where do I put the colours. I'm going to jump back over here. Because I'm using this variegated thread, that way I get a little bit of the pink over here as well. And you might not be able to tell exactly what it is that I've stitched, but it'll look pretty, I hope. So I'm not doing my stitches all the same length. I'm doing them all different lengths. I might hate it. You never know. In which case I will pull it out and start again. But it'll also come together very quickly because I'm using wool. And wool colours in very quickly because it's thick. Whoops. And then I'm going to jump back over here. Might come down there. So sort of jumping around, so I'm getting a nice variety of colours. And don't be too judgy of your stitching right at the beginning. Like I'm thinking, oh, I don't know if I like this. Because it comes together. Just got to have faith. Like I was doing this bird and I did this bit up here and I'm like, ooh, I don't like that. But now that I've done all these little bits here, I don't know if I haven't decided I'm going to put more there. I'm not sure. I might do a little bit on the branch too. Lots to be done. Certainly not enough time for me because I don't, you know, I'm not sitting here stitching all day every day. But yeah, just don't judge. Lulu's doing a stitching now. She's stitching, do I even have that one in here? I don't know. One of my pieces, it's got the orangey pinky sort of flowers. Kate, Mum gave it to Kate, that one. Or no, Sarah, I think Sarah gave it to hers to, actually Sass asked me for that one because it's so her. And then Beck liked it, so she gave it to Beck, I think. But yes, Lily's stitching that one, and at first she said, oh, I don't like it, Mum. And I love what she's doing. And I said, can you just persevere? She's persevered and now she likes it. So I'm really thrilled that she's doing some embroidery. It's just a nice, relaxing thing to do when you're watching TV or watching the Olympics or whatever you're watching. I actually didn't see the opening ceremony. Time flew and I didn't even realize that they'd already started. So I didn't watch it, but I don't normally love those sorts of things. I find it all a bit long-winded and too much. So I don't really watch the opening ceremonies and the closing ceremonies of the things, so of the Olympics. I prefer the actual events. And the team spirit, you know, and all of our, you know, all of us, you know, I'm a proud Aussie, and Steph's a proud Italian, and Lulu's a proud half and half, and you know, then we have everybody's, you know, we're all proud of our nations, and it's just, you know, sport should be what it is. It's just team spirit, and also individual, but it's just you know, nothing evil and nothing political, and it should just be fun. And yeah, I can't think of what I'm trying to think of the words, but it's not coming to me, but you know what I mean. So you can see what's happening here. Oh, so because I'm using wool, it does I probably should not have pulled off such a long one. I can't remember if this is one of just the variegated ones that we buy, or if it's a fleur one. Anyway, isn't that pretty? So that's going to be like that. I'm just going to end this off. I love that. That's going to build up, and I love it. And I'll tell you what else I love. I don't love that so much. I'll probably cover that. Oh, I've still got some of my tacking in there. I thought I had pulled all of that out now that I stitched everything down. Use one of these nasty pins to get it out. Yep, there we go. Sometimes you stitch into it and it's hard to pull out. I love that. It's just like little, I tell you why I love it, and I love that. It's like mark making, and I love this. That's really sketchy. I really like that. So oh, I know what I wanted to do in this video. I'm gonna put you on pause. I'm gonna get the stuff ready, and we're gonna do it, because I told Mum I was going to, and Mum said, oh, I'd love to see that, so I'm going to do that. Okay, so what I would do next, I'll just tell you, is, and we can do more, maybe I'll leave something to do. I'm going to come in with this one in a bit. It's fairly similar to the other one in parts, so I need to wind it up. It's fairly similar to that one, so then I'll come in, excuse me while I wind it up, with this one, and I'll put stitches in. I might even go darker, stitches into here, and I'll stitch into there, and it will blend it. I might use this one here and then a darker one. I might use both, yeah. So that's that. I'm going to put you on pause and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back. Now what I wanted to do is maybe do a bit of swatching. So I'm just going to cut a little strip here, and I have this, maybe I'll use this brush, it's just a Filbert 8. Am I recording? Yes. And you can go on Pinterest and you can look for spring spring color palette. These are all a bit bright for me, but I could choose something like that. That's a lovely palette. And that could be what inspires you for your page too, is to love those colors. Spring paint colors. Aren't they pretty? But I want to choose something a bit, oh, here we go. Here's the blossomy sort of things, even though mine are going to be more pink than that. So maybe I'll try and do like a swatchy thing. Oh, I need some paper. I think I have, oh, my towel's up there. Well, I'll just grab, yeah, I mean, not regular paper, paper towel. Maybe I'll just clean my brush on that. That's a piece of, they're both pink. Look at the difference in colour. This is a more ecru-y colour, and this is more, it's white. But anyway, I might just play on there first. But so I've got a bit of colour here actually. I don't even know what they are. So I might start, don't want it to be too bright. That's a nice thing about watercolour, is you can reactivate them. I might take a bit of that colour in there. I might start with that one. It'll go dark too because I'm on ecru, but I'm going to just have a play on here first. See, and I'm just going to touch, because see how it spreads out. But we don't want, what I don't want is, I don't want my colours to be the same. So what I do is I go and add a bit of something else in there. So by adding to the base of what you already have, you're going to make them work together. Do you know what I mean? Like they're not going to be so, I'm just playing with the colors here. So what I need to do is, actually I'll go over here now because I'll just add some more of this in and go back to that color, and I'm going to do my first color, and I'm just going to touch it on there. Probably do a bit more, less water and more color. So this one is interesting. It's really just sort of sitting on the top. It must have some sort of natural oil in it, and I'm not really liking it so much, the way that it's going onto that one. So I don't think I'm going to use it. I think I'm going to use this one, which I was rejecting, because I also like that I can see my color. Now, I'll still use that. Nothing is lost. I think I'm going to work on this one. It's not very big. I might decide to do some bigger ones. So I'm just, do I have too much water in here? So I'm not liking that, because see what it's doing? It's just spreading out the sides, whereas here, well, it's spreading out the side there as well. But anyway, it is what it is. Then I'm going to add a bit more yellow and get a bit more of a orangey sort of color. And it will dry lighter, guys, because it's wet. You've got to wait for it to dry. And then I'm going to go, I want to go more pinky. So I'm going to add more pink over here to where I have my other colors. And then I want to go even lighter. So how do I go lighter? I have to have more water, I think. Water it down more. I'll do a few, and then I'll choose the one that I like the best. And I actually need a bigger piece, so let's grab it. I've got more. I've got heaps of stuff here, you know. Let's do a different one. Let's just play around with it. So, start again with the darker color, and I might add, I'll just tone it down a bit and dab. Then I'm going to go into the more orangey, the pinky with the orange, and dab. See how it changes? Then I'm going to add a bit more pink, hot pink. This is really a hot pink, isn't it? Sarah, you'll like that. And dab. So we've got a different pink, but it's not pale, so that's all right. I want a bit more water in it so it bleeds out. I like that look. And then I'm going to make it more pale, so I'm going to go over here. I've got white here, but it's got a bit of colour in it. And I'm going to do a paler pink. Yep, that worked. It's a bit similar to that one. So maybe with that one, I might come back in over here and just make it a bit more intense. And then I'm going to go really super pale. So even more white. Up here, I think I'll go here, even paler. And I'm going to move into the more yellowy green. I'm just going to grab maybe this sort of colour and put it over here in the yellow. Need a bit more green. But I don't want it to be that intense, not at all. I'll get some more water in there. Let's just test it over here. Oh, that's a lovely colour. I want a bit more green in it. Let's try it again over here. Ooh, look at that. That's really nice. So I'll do that. And then we want to go darker. So always working in my same colour. I'm going to go a bit darker. Let's test it over here. Yep. And then I could go even darker still. Just move down the palette here and add a bit more. And I'm mixing it in the same colour so they kind of go. There we go. And there's a little swatchy woo done. I'll put some over here too because I can still use this. Let's go like that. Let's see here. Yeah, here this one didn't work so well. It must have some sort of oily something on it. And there I'll just put that there so I can put that somewhere else. So there's my little swatch. Now I'm going to cut it. It's not dry, so we're not going to use it yet, but I'm going to cut it. And these are my spring colour palette. So I'll put this aside. Oh dear, I don't want it to dribble everywhere. That just dries and then you use it again. And I'll grab my piece very carefully here. I don't want to wet, I can't wet my solvay either. Let's just take it out of the hoop. I'm looking forward to embroidering that. That's fun embroidery. And this is going to go somewhere. It's not colour fast, but I'm not washing this either, so it doesn't really matter that it's not colour fast. That's wet, so I don't want to touch my solvay, but I'm thinking I could have it there. I'm thinking I might even like it sort of here. But I'll have to wait until I've done that embroidery and I've taken this off to see where do I want to put it. But that's going to go on there, or I could even choose that one. I actually quite like that one, even though it's messy. I might put that on there. So, and I'll probably do more of these, and I love that. Like that, I might even put that, oh, I'm going to let that dry. That's going to go along the edge somewhere else. It can go somewhere else, but that's what I'm going to do with those. I'm not even going to throw that out because I still like it, and I might stitch that on somewhere. So just a quick little swatchy sort of thing. I'm going to let that dry, and that will go on. So I'll take that with me. But that's going to be my spring bloom. It can be anything, any flowers that bloom in the spring, go for it. I can't think, I'm not a good flower person, but I just looked up spring blooms on, if you type in, Pinterest is your friend, type in spring blooms, and then all the flowers come up. See, look at this, spring blooms you can have. Oh, well, that's all of the geranium roseanne, Japanese anemones, salvia peach something, dahlias, like all, you know, a whole lot of stuff comes up. You can even, months come up, so you can look at December. Look at December. Hellebores, love those. December's unreal. Look, even hydrangea. I wonder how that happens. Rose hips, I like those. Berry sort of things, I like the berry things, and there's a lot of scope for fun with those. October. So all different things come up. Just type it in. If you're like me and you don't know, look at that beautiful stitchery. That looks like a fleur woods. Isn't that lovely? That's what I mean. Like your blossoms could look like that. Not you know, not overly you know, realistic, but more stylized. But I still can see that that might be a blossom flower. Might not be, but yeah. So wild spring blooms bouquet. So I've already done the lilac-y. I think mine's hydrangeas. Not is that what that is? No, not hydrangeas. What's that one called? I've forgotten. I'm having a blank. Hyacinth. That's lilac. Lilac is beautiful too. So, oh, Helleborus even. Sweet peas. Garden rose. That looks a bit like a peony to me, but it could be. I know there are roses that look like that. So yeah, so just if you're not sure, have a look at what's blooming in that time. Spring flowers. Oh, early spring flowers. Pansies, dianthus, petunias, snapdragons, bulbs. I didn't find this before. Iris, daffodils, hyacinth, crocus, tulip, lily of the valley. Oh, nice. Shrubs, azaleas and forsythia. I don't know how you say that. Trees, magnolia. Oh, magnolia. I could have put my magnolia picture. Oh, early spring flowers. There you go. I might have to slip in my magnolia somewhere. So that is my video for today. That is the prompt reveal. Spring blooms or blossoms. Spring blooms, I think it is, or blossoms. Can't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Same. It's pretty much the same. So have fun with it. Looking forward to seeing what you're doing, and I will see you again soon. Bye.